Hi kids, Pastor Mike here, and it is time for Sunday school. I'm glad that you joined me today, as well as my assistant, Joanna. We are going to begin Sunday school today with a taste test because our story today has to deal with a cupbearer. Now, Joanna, do you know what a cupbearer does?
Yes.
What does a cupbearer do?
Can you remind me?
Can I remind her? A cupbearer tests what is in the glass for the king to make sure that there's something bad not in it. Because the king needs to be protected at all costs. And so the cupbearer would take a drink to make sure it's okay before the king drinks it. So we're going to have a little cupbearer, and you're going to help me too. So first of all, you have to tell me what you're drinking. So here's your first cup. Go ahead and take a drink. Tell me if it's safe or not. Okay, take a drink. Oh, that doesn't look very safe. Uh-oh, should I drink it? What do you think over there? Should I drink it? Okay, my helpers say don't drink this, so I'm not going to drink it. What was that, first of all?
Poison.
It was not poison. It was Gatorade. So that one's out. Okay, take your next cup. Here you go. Help me out. You be my taste tester. Take a drink of this one, and you have to tell me what it is. Okay, take a drink. Is that safe?
Yes.
Oh, I can drink it. And what was that?
I think it was this.
You think it was this one? What do you guys think it was? Well, I'll tell you at the end. Okay, next cup. Here's your next cup. You are my cup bearers. Here we go. Drink up.
It's the same thing.
How do you know?
Because I saw you pour it out.
Oh. Well, is it safe?
Yes.
Good. I love this.
The cup isn't safe.
Water. You should drink a lot of water every day. It's healthy for you. All right, that was good. Okay, next cup. Here you go. Take a drink over there. How's that one?
It's a bit sour, but you're gonna like it.
I'm gonna like it. And what is it?
You know what it is. Your favorite drink.
It's easy to know what it is, isn't it? Orange juice. Ah, that tastes good. Okay, and the last one. Here we go. Take a drink. Is it safe? Drink up.
Yep, it's safe.
It's safe.
It's definitely safe.
So what is that one?
I went with this one for that one too. I'm guessing that one.
And what do you guys think? The first pop that you drank was the Coke. The second one was the Dr. Pepper. You were right. Good job. Now, Pastor Mike doesn't like either one of these. That's why I've never liked pop in my life. You just give me water or orange juice. Water,
What about this?
orange juice.
What about this?
You said this was unsafe, so I'm not going to drink this. Or do you want me to drink it?
Yeah, drink it. It's technically safe, but the cup is unsafe.
Oh! Oh, I'm back. I was just kidding. The Gatorade was perfectly fine. Anyway, the last 2 weeks we studied the book of Ezra. Now, the book in the Bible right after Ezra is the book of Nehemiah. And Ezra and Nehemiah tell often the same story. So, remember Ezra wanted to return home? Well, Nehemiah asked to return home. It's just two different people with the similar story. So this is taken from Nehemiah chapters 1 and 2. Nehemiah was the cupbearer, and he was the cupbearer to King Artaxerxes. Now that's hard to say, so from now on I'm going to say King Artie, okay? King Artaxerxes. A cupbearer, like I said earlier, was an important job. His job was to taste all the drinks before the king did to make sure they were good and safe for him to drink. The king often trusted the advice of his cupbearer in other matters as well. Well, Nehemiah received a message that Jerusalem was in ruins. The city wall was broken down, so the city was open to attack by enemies. Nehemiah was very sad, and he cried about it. He cried about the condition of Jerusalem. For several days, he didn't eat while he prayed to God. He cried out to God. Well, one day, King Artaxerxes, noticed that Nehemiah was sad. He asked Nehemiah, what is troubling you? Although Nehemiah was afraid, he told the king that the city of Jerusalem and its gates had been destroyed. Nehemiah prayed to God and then asked King Artaxerxes, King Artie, permission to go to Jerusalem. The king kindly gave Nehemiah permission to go. He allowed Nehemiah to get wood from the king's forest to take with him. The king even sent soldiers with Nehemiah to protect him on his journey. 3 days after his arrival in Jerusalem, Nehemiah went out to inspect the walls and gates to see what work needed to be done. He encouraged the people who would do the work. The people were ready to rebuild. You know, a lot of times we see things that are broken. We see things that are sad. And lately we've been hearing a lot of things that, even about our country, that's broken. Like racism. Our country is broken with that. But there's so many other things about our country. You know, even our country seeking God, people in our country seeking God, or poverty, or a lot of things. Our country seems to be broken, and we need to pray about it, just like Nehemiah prayed for Jerusalem. You know, it doesn't matter what age we are, whether you are in preschool or first or sixth grade, or a teenager, or an adult, or even a senior adult. We can pray. And God wants us to pray. He wants us to cry out to Him, just like Nehemiah did. And you know, remember, prayer is just talking to God. So if something is bothering you, or something you see or hear is troubling you, just talk to God about it. Pray about it. He wants you to do that. And He'll tell you what to do. And if you cry out to God, and if I cry out to God, God can do amazing things, because nothing is impossible with God. We're going to talk a little bit more about prayer in just a moment, so stay tuned. So when you talk about prayer, there's different ways physically that you can pray. We know that Nehemiah, it said, he cried while he prayed. But there's a lot of different, like when we gather, we often tell you, hold your hands together, bow your head, close your eyes. Now, sometimes to be honest, we do that to keep you so that you're paying attention. Okay? And it's good to do that. You can do that before God. But sometimes I pray with my eyes open, especially when I'm driving. Sometimes I walk. I go on a prayer walk, like for my neighborhood or my city, Toledo. And I pray with my eyes open. But you can also pray standing up. You can stand up and you can lift your hands up to God. Say, God, I need you. God, would you help so-and-so? Would you help my city? Would you help my nation? So you can pray with your hands raised up and standing up. You can also, maybe you've seen somebody do this, you get down on your knees and you pray on your knees. And sometimes when you pray on your knees, you go way down. I've seen people do this. And it's just a different way to form. There's no right or wrong way to pray. Some people, they're so concerned about what they pray. And I've done this, you lay down and you pray laying down, talking to God because you're so burdened and so it's something so heavy on your heart. So you can do, it doesn't matter. You can try some of those things. Try some of those ways in your prayer. Another really cool thing that I've done at another church that I was at, we had a room in the church and we made a prayer wall. And you can do this too. You can do a prayer wall, maybe in your bedroom. Get a piece of paper, a big piece of paper, and you can put it all, and then you can write down specific prayer requests for people. And then when you get an answer, you can cross it off because that prayer was answered. Those are all things that you can do. But I encourage you, pray. Talk to God. I'm praying for you. I hope you're praying for me. So spend some time today just by yourself, talking to God about whatever is on your heart. That's what he wants you to do because he loves you. Good to see you today. Glad you joined us. We'll see you next week.